thing is giving me the blues lately. Anyway, happy Wednesday. Normally I would go live on Monday, but I figured since we didn't have rehearsal tonight, I'll move it back, get me some rest on Monday, and then decide to do it today. So I'm happy everybody's here. I'm going to start the show, but first things first, everybody, the NAM show was last week, and a lot of my musicians, man, I can't talk today. A lot of my friends who are musicians went out there, and I saw a lot of your videos, a lot of the posts that you guys were using and leaving, and I was very, very amazed by a lot of things. One of which I'm happy to see so many of you are actually taking your talents to the next level and letting the world see you in a larger stage. But I have been seeing quite a few posts, and I was talking to my wife about it. And I noticed a theme even from the time where I went to NAM. I haven't been to NAM in a long, long time, but I noticed the theme. And I'm trying not to make too much of it, but have you ever noticed that when it's us, like, people who look like me, it's always, oh, they're shredding or they're chopping or they're overplaying. And it's tends to rub me the wrong way when some of them do it from other cultures or whatever. It seems like it's a little bit much. Like even when I was last there, it was a young guy playing bass. And when he was playing, they were looking at him with frowns and disdain. And I'm like, he's literally just playing his instrument. Like, why are we making this a thing? I don't know. And so maybe it's just me. Maybe. Hold on, let me see what's going on. Oh my God. You funny. So anyway, I wanted to say this to a lot of musicians. When you go there, try to understand that that's to network, to meet other musicians, to connect with the representatives of the stuff that you're using, whether it be bass, drums, keys, or whatever. You're trying to connect with other musicians and build a good relationship with people in that short amount of time. I don't think it's there for you to try to just run up and get endorsements. I've been seeing that. I've been hearing the stories. And I just think that, that's not what you do there. And it's amazing to me. One of the reasons why I didn't go, where I don't go, is because it turns into Guitar Center on steroids, where you just hear a lot of and my brain it's not made to take it, not now, definitely not now. So I'm sitting here watching some of the videos and I'm like, yeah, whoo, whoo, it is a lot. But I'm glad that a lot of you have a chance to experience it and make the most of it. Don't go somewhere and spend that kind of money and you come back the same way. That will be my thing. Now, I have plans to go next year. Lord willing, I will be there next year, and I'm not there to be a buyer. I just leave it at that. I'm there for something bigger than that. If I'm there, it's going to be for a phenomenal reason. And my reasoning is I can't share with you until it's done, but yeah, I'm going to be at NAM, Lord willing, and we will be presenting a lot of things to you that will blow your mind. But I'm going to go for that. And if I become overly stimulated, I'm going to put in some headphones. Hint, hint, headphones. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed NAM, but that's not why you're here. You're here for Preachers Going Wild. I hate that this stream deck doesn't seem to want to work today. I don't know why. It's just really, really laggy. I need to do an upgrade or something on it. But man, I got some new clips that I wanted to put out. And every time I press the button, it's way late. It's like a 2-minute delay. So it takes away from the fun of it. Ah. But anyway, today will be a special day because I want to talk to you about something that happened in the last few days, the last couple of days. I mean, it's amazing how the bad stuff in church or church people or industry people, gospel artists or whatever, how fast that goes around. But when it's the good stuff, it takes forever to get there. Don't you hate that? Don't you hate that about us sometimes? The bad news, it flies, but the good news just whatever. And then most people, they hate you, sit there and be like, I could do so much better than that. Whatever. But this show will be fun tonight. But the first thing I want to cover is kind of what we was talking about with musicians. Like, it's been said that musicians in gospel or in church, we overplay, we do too much, we add too much. So I saw this clip and I want you guys to see it. Tell me what you think about this if this happened at your church.
Oh, oh, oh. We welcome the presence of God and we say, King of glory, fill this place. And as we worship, let your power flow in our midst. In his presence is where I'll always be. Yeah. We'll bow down and say you are God. Every man.
I know I'm not the smartest in the world. I know, and I'm probably not the best bass player. I'm not on a lot of your top 5 lists. But just stop me if I'm wrong, okay? Help your boy out. But I'm thinking a minute-long intro to a praise and worship song that's not a record and it's not yours during service is probably not what you want to do. I'm 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 looking at this and I'm like, bro, how long are we gonna keep this thing going? A minute? That was legit a minute long. Now, I don't know these musicians and I'm not tearing you down, but fellas and ladies, if you have women in the band, never a minute. It should be real quick. Praise and worship intros, you could probably do something, but make it maybe 10 seconds, 30 at the most. I wouldn't even do 30 unless it was if they were walking up and she was exhorting, but a minute? Isaiah said Gator below. And I agree with you. They were killing. It was dope. But see, I think that's probably the issue. What up, Deontay? I think that's the issue. Because it was so dope, and then there have musicians saying, woo! Woo! Oh!
Oh my God! You was killing! You was tearing it up! Oh! Oh! Oh!
But then everybody else in the audience like, what is this? Is that what we want to do on Sunday morning? If it's a concert, maybe. But we got to remember why we're there. And I know some older members or whatever, they probably be like, see, this is what we mean. This is what we mean. You're not anointed. You just skillful. I don't get them, sure. But to me, this was a bit much. But I've been having a lot of issues with my drummer friends. I got to go to my drummer friends. When did we start the machine gun thing, y'all? When did we start the machine gun? Like, why are we doing this? Why?
What's wrong with her?
So Yes, that was me in the second one, and he literally did the longest machine gun I've ever witnessed. That was the first time I've ever been a part of something that long, and I was ready to go. He kept, I'm like, and then after a while, I'm like, okay, I'll wait for you to be done. Diamond, I love you, bro, but that was a rough one. When did that start? Tell me, when did that start? So when we see musicians doing that, a lot of times people say we're doing too much, we're doing too much, we're doing too much. And I guess that's my question to you. When it comes to gospel musicians and church musicians, honestly, and if you're a musician, you can comment too, and maybe you watch it later, you can comment. But do you think we do too much? Do you think we intentionally take away from maybe what's supposed to be happening in service? Do you think we have a tendency? And if we do, to what degree? I will admit, as a musician, sometimes we do get in the way. Sometimes we do make it about ourselves. But I want to know to a degree from you. I want to hear from you, because maybe that can help us see. If other musicians see that it's a problem, the more humble amongst us will be like, hey, maybe we should pull it back, pause some, and make it, more conducive for service. So that's why I want to show that to you. But there's some other things I want to show, because we have singers that try to do too much and it ends up like this.
I never could make it without you. Never would have made it without you. By myself, I never would have made it long without you. Never could have made
I didn't like any of that.
it without you. I never could have made it. Never could have made it. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Never could have made it without you.
I'm confused. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm confused. How long were they going to let her sing that stuff like that? How long were they going to let her sing? I would have been in that church week. Oh my God. I know you would have been. I know if I was playing, you probably would have heard the laugh that you guys never want to hear from me. How deep my voice is, it goes up at least over the scale, over the staff, maybe like 5-6 lines over there with a little sharp sign in front of it and behind it. That's how high my laugh would be. But it's the singers and musicians. Sometimes we want to do too much in these services. But then, he said a vision of perfection, object perfection to quit you. Oh my God, he doing you silly. Hey, we ain't finna do that, Oprah. We not finna do that tonight. We gonna get serious in like 2 seconds. But I learned something about church people. For real. And what I've learned about church people is y'all ain't because y'all will go at anybody. It's like nobody's safe. Nobody is safe. Now, man, I love Marvin Sapp. I love his music. I love his ministry. I love it. And when he did the close the door, we covered it over here. We gave you an interesting perspective, and we were very, very respectful of him, his ministry, his leadership, and everything else. But y'all, when I tell you y'all don't pull any punches, believe me.
Let me say this. Praise and worship team got to get better. Y'all ain't got to say amen. I sing for a living. Perfect peace. I know they ain't as good as they supposed to be. And I'm holding them accountable. Ain't I holding y'all accountable? Come here to sound like trash. I'm the pastor. I can say this. Send
y'all ain't nothing. Y'all know the world ain't put this together. You know the world did not put this together. The people y'all call the world, they don't do stuff like this. They make fun maybe when it's a scandal or something like that, but for the most part, they stay away from it. You know good and dang gone well it was a church person that did this. You know it. Be honest. Stop lying. Stop lying, because you know we do stuff like that. We make fun. Now, let's go back. Was he wrong in addressing the praise team? Some people would say yes. Some people say no. I've been reading mixed reviews. But somebody was petty. We know exactly what you were saying. You were saying, while you going at them, you out here sounding like this. And let me say this, and this is not to defend anybody. This is somebody that's an entertainer myself. I play, and I've been around singers my whole life. Hell, I'm in the room tonight. What's up, Willie? Let me say this. We all have less than stellar moments. I'm glad I'm not a singer. Because even playing the bass, sometimes what I have here envisioned to do, sometimes they have different mindsets. Sometimes they say, hey, not today, bro. And so what I thought I was going to do ended up coming out something not so stellar. Now, we've always been taught a musician how to play stuff off. Like, I play a note and it's wrong, but in my mind, I know how to get out of this situation. I've been teaching my wife about that, how to recover from situations. Like, if you play a note that may be wrong, how to get out of it fast or whatever. Like, if you know your modes and your scales, you can make any wrong note sound good and everybody be like, woo! But the ones that really play be like, woo, that wasn't good, bro. But we all have less than stellar moments. So to take a bad or two or three notes that he been saying wrong and then put it up there after that, that's some petty, 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 petty stuff. He was definitely wrong for doing them like that. I'm interested to know why you feel that way, though. Like, some people say it was bashing. Some people say it was abusing. I want to say, when I do the show, because it's coming, the stuff that we should do off camera. I think it falls in that category. I think it falls in, maybe everybody shouldn't see that. Maybe after the camera's off, you have. And what I mean by off camera, that can also mean separate in another room, where everybody else can't see this. Because I think had the first part not existed, where he was going off on them and say they sound like trash or whatever, then the other parts, I don't think that would have existed. You said public criticism is not healthy leadership. I would agree. I mean, it's like I said, musicians, we get it all the time. But the singers, yeah. And then you got to consider that a lot of singers are not paid. They're not paid. They're volunteering, which is another thing you got to consider. If I'm not paying you, I'm not going to bash you. But that's his church. That's his church. He is the pastor there. But we can judge. I wouldn't have done it that way. I would have taken him off camera and probably, I don't know if I would have used trash, unless we was all joking, man, y'all was trash today. But I'm trash too sometimes. I love doing that. But anyway, let me ask y'all a question, though. Isn't it not funny that a lot of stuff that are the posts like this that are left by church people? Last week I spoke about this. The world is not attacking us. The world is not attacking us being church people, being churchgoers or whatever. This not the world. It's mostly us. I saw a post and it kind of made my blood boil. I don't have anything against the person, but the action was kind of what I'm saying. Most of you probably saw this video. If you are in church circles, you probably saw the picture that I'm getting ready to post. But the commentary was crazy. I don't know if you can see it. If you need me to blow it up, pause. Ooh, shoot, super pause. If you want me to make this picture bigger, I can. But you can look at the picture and tell who it is. This is Kim Burrell, one of our most iconic gospel singers. And she lost some weight recently, more weight. And people have been taken to the streets with her. They've been saying the most disrespectful and hurtful stuff about her and her hair and her body. And I thought, It's not the world that's body shaming her and going at her hair or whatever. It's mostly us. And I want to know, when did this trend start? I'm not saying being critical, because certainly she has done and said some things that warrant some criticism. But I'm saying, when did it become okay to just go and say what's on our mind about other gospel artists? And this is unacceptable. I don't have anything to say about her body that is important enough to leave online. That's for her man or husband to deal with. And I don't have nothing to say about that. But like I said, it seemed to me that it's not the world. It's us. If I do something bad, or if I'm caught in a scandal, it's not the world seeing it. It's not going to come bust down my door. And so, nope, Fox News is not going to do it. Nobody's going to do it. But I guarantee you the gospel bloggers would do it. I'm not nobody, but I'm just saying, if I was a pastor or a bishop, they would do it. I mean, one of them actually tried. A few years ago, a William McRae tried to get dirt on me for me just pointing out his hat was, a certain way. I didn't even say anything. I said, "What is this?" Because he wears the most, the outfits he wears is just like, wow, sometimes. And so he took it upon himself to try to find dirt on me. Here's the kicker. There were actually people in the comment section saying, "I know him. He lives in blank, blank, blank." Some of you know I live in Indiana. And one dude said, "I'll find some dirt on him. I'll be right back." Y'all ready for this? That person was a pastor. Look at the quotes. He was a pastor. And he said he was going to try to find dirt on me. And to this day, when I go to AIM, every time I see him, I say, "You still found some dirt on me? You still looking for dirt on me?" And I'm that person. If I feel like I'm going to come at you, pausing in, I'm going to do it. I'm just that. If you ain't nobody to me and it's not important, I'll let you breathe. But if it's that important to me, you a pastor out here talking about you for to find dirt on me. Ain't no dirt to be found that everybody ain't doing. At that time I wasn't married, but I had a woman, but I wasn't doing nothing. I wasn't married. What dirt was you going to find? Nobody would care about me being on the other side, the LGBTQ plus XYZ with a square root of 9. Nobody cares. Because I'm not a pastor, I'm just a regular musician. So what dirt could you find on me? But it wasn't people, it wasn't CNN, it wasn't Satanists, it wasn't nobody else. It was people right in the church that thought it would be good to find dirt on me. And I never really understood that. I never really understood that. We are very good at tearing each other down. We are very good at exposing our dirt. That's why when people send me that junk talking about, I know about a lot of this stuff, I'm never going to post it. So you can stop sending it to me. I don't care about who they sleeping with. I don't care about their personal problems. I don't care. This show is about what happens in service and what they do in front of a camera. That's it. I'm not into exposing people. I do not care about their personal stuff. It's not for me to care. This is a fun show. We talk about people singing and everything else, the stuff that we do in church that we see. And sometimes we look and be like, "Man, that's kind of a trip." And we laugh, whatever. Y'all want me to go and find dirt on people, who they sleeping with, who they married, who they did. I don't care about that. I don't. And it's just amazing to me. I can live my life outside these people who, most of these people out here that I live around, they're Trump supporters. I feel more safe around them than I do some of you. Why? Because if I do something, they gonna mind their business and go about their way. Unless, of course, they ice. But you, I can't do nothing without y'all chitter-chatting, spreading rumors, spreading gossip, leaving posts. Most of you got more skeletons in your closet than the cemetery times 3. Yeah, he wanted attention. I mean, maybe he can get some more members. Right. He said this is the only place they kill their own wounded. But here's the crazy thing. Then you tell people to come. This is the part that kills me. And I don't think it's really being addressed. I'm not one that believes in church hurt, but one of the things that kills me is bring your wounded and mentally damaged people, the people that's dealing with the world's trouble, come into my service, come into my people where they're going to destroy you more. They're going to destroy you more and bring your name down. Like, Lord forbid, if you really on your last, you come here and they rip you up even more. They find out that you was a woman, you was very promiscuous. Now they're going to go at you for that. They find out you a man and you used to be gay. Now you try to be straight. They'll never let you live it down that you once were gay. And the same people that say God is a deliverer, God can change anybody, won't let you change. They won't let you change. That's weird to me. So when I saw this, I was like, man, and no sooner than I saw this, no sooner than I saw this about Kim Burrell, here come another situation. What do you say? What injured person goes to the hospital known for murderous doctors? Right. And then I see this post. Now, I had to dig. I'm never going to bring you something that I haven't at least tried to research, right? And so I saw a post that was talking about a very iconic gospel artist. I saw the post about Byron Cage, and I said, whoa, okay. Man, we can't even get through January without some mess, y'all. I swear to God. We ain't even in the end of January, and there's already some junk going on. Now, man, this is not a scandal, but I saw what Lucinda Moore said, and man, oh God, sometimes I'm like, man, when we get mad sometimes, I get it, we all got a fuse, but woo, we definitely can go. We definitely can go. But when I saw the post that he was talking about, and it was in reference to, I think her name is pronounced Keela, or I think it's Keela Richardson. She's a singer. She's a gospel artist, actually. And she went and tried out for American Idol. So she's a gospel artist. Like, she legit has a gospel record. In fact, her gospel record so good, it actually did well. It got her Billboard #1, brought notoriety to her. She was well on her way to the level of gospel elitism that you would probably want to go. When I listened to the record, because I didn't even know she had a record that's bad. I'm sorry. But Keela, I'm a fan now of your music. I didn't know she had a record out, y'all. I didn't. And I went and listened to it, and it's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. And I know I feel bad. It's 2026, and I'm just not hearing about a record. But she's legit a gospel artist. Well, was. I don't know what she claims. That I'll let her tell her own story. But she legit is a gospel artist, and she tried out for American Idol. So he left a video that I'm not posting because I don't want Fox coming for me or whoever they with. But she sang and made it to the Hollywood round. Now, the Hollywood round, I don't necessarily get all riled up for, because that's where they put you in groups and there's some kind of, stuff. And I've seen them get rid of some very, very good singers in this round. So I don't really get hyped up until you actually make it to where you in front of the studio audience. That's when I'll be like, okay, now we here. The Hollywood round, that's like tryouts for a basketball team, and you make it past the first round, which means you can sprint and run faster than most of the dudes. They cut those dudes, and now you in the last few. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really pay too much attention to it. Everybody likes to audition. So you over there with the people that couldn't even sing at karaoke night. So you really take that with a grain of salt. I do. But she did make it to the next round. And he showed a video of her, and he said something to the degree like, wow, what happened? And he tagged her in the video while he was watching it. Now, he didn't say that she was horrible and that she was a sinner. He just simply said, wow, what happened? What happened? Now, then, somebody actually got on his post and said, what do you mean, what happened? And he said something back. She said, what do you mean what happened? He said, you have to ask. Okay, let me tell you. She came in as a gospel singer into the industry. That's true. But it seems like she's moving in another direction. You go to American Idol, you most likely won't be singing gospel. You may do a gospel song, but you most likely won't be doing gospel. I'm praying. Please remember now, this is where Byron started to veer off. He actually could have just left it here, right? But then he went further. Please remember, I'm 63 and I've been in the music industry for over 30 years. What's your contribution? See, this is where it gets kind of sketchy for me. Because what you do, then you bring a negative attention to yourself. Like some of y'all, and I'm guilty of it when it comes to Trump supporters, I'm going to bring the fire if you come on my page being disrespectful. But I didn't think this was disrespectful. She just said, what do you mean by, is she okay or whatever? And let me read your person. I'm going to read more of your comments today. Some things you just don't need to say. And Byron, regardless if he was genuinely asking or not, should have kept that offline. And I agree. You should have probably, if you know her, you hit her in her inbox and say, hey, what's going on? What's going on? And so it started a whole conversation. Me and my wife, we talked about it. I've talked about it with a couple of other friends, and we just had, conversations about not necessarily phone conversation, but like on here on social media. And my thing is, there were some people saying if she's doing gospel music, why would she go to American Idol? Me having done gospel music for a long time, I can see it in the way that I'm going to share it with you. I understand what Byron Cage is saying. You are in gospel. And if he's seeing what I saw, having researched her now, she was well on her way. I mean, her first record got her Billboard #1. She was on her way. Get with the right producers, with the right songs. She definitely, she has the talent, and so I can see her on her way. So I can understand another gospel artist be like, dang, man, we don't want to lose another gospel person that, can take over the reins, because as we begin to fade out, these other ones can take over, right? I know y'all saying it's a way you do it. If I'm her, I understand why you would probably leave gospel and go to American Idol to try something different. Quotes. The reason being, I said her single went #1, or if I didn't, I'm saying now, her single was #1 on billboards, right? We don't know how much money she got from it. Because when I went and listened to it, I don't think she had a hand in writing it. So she don't get the publishing. She don't get nothing when it streams. So what does it look like for her that her song, she Billboard's #1? I've seen that happen where you on Billboard #1, but you still, your life and your finances does not reflect said Billboard #1 unless, of course, you're the person that wrote the songs. If you're not writing, and you're not producing, and you're not doing any of that in gospel music, you stand not to make a lot of money. Because first of all, it's not a lot of money over here anyway. And I'm the person that says, if you want to make money, this is probably not the place for you, because very few of them make real money. Very few of us over here make real money. The money that you can make somewhere else. My wife showed me that. She did one tour, and probably in that one tour had me wondering about my whole life. That one tour she did for 2 weeks had me scratching my head, and it wasn't not so much, it was the money, but it was just everything else that went with that I'm going to get to. It was everything else. Tonight is the night I go there. Stop making these people want to stay in gospel music when you people who are supposed to be the gatekeepers have not even given them anything to walk into. They gonna go in the same circle you went in with this machine. where they pick your songs. They tell you what to do. They tell you your image. If I'm going to do that, why not get more money for it? Because they taking all your money, give you a budget smaller than what they would probably making a budget for one song. Your whole record is this one budget. That is it. You don't make no money, right? So if you want to make money, I would tell you, no, not here. Y'all think I play gospel music before the money? Y'all think I play gospel music for the money? No, I do not play gospel music for the money. I play gospel music because I love it. I love playing gospel music. I have a love, and I've had it since I knew what music was. I could probably run down songs from the 70s all the way to now. I'm a gospel music lover. I love it. That's why I play it. That's why I play it. It ain't because if it was the money, I would have been gone. If it was for popularity, I would have been gone. If it was to see the world, well, I've seen quite a few places, but if it was just to see the world and tour, I would have been gone because it ain't giving you that. It ain't giving you that. And it's high time we start to tell these people and be honest with them when you on Sunday's Best, when they finish, hey, let me tell you something. You ain't over here to make money. You can make money, though. But how many out of all the major gospel artists you know, let's be honest, how many of them you really think making long money? How many? Because the machine controls everything. And so she wanted to go and test her luck with something different. Baby, go do it. When you get ready to do your record, come see me. I'll play bass on it. Go do it. I would tell you to go do it. That's what we should have been saying. Not, are you okay? Like, I'm glad to see you stretch it. I was proud when it was somebody from New G that tried out and made it to that round. I was proud of him. I wasn't like, oh God, he's leaving us. That's that, what do they call that when you don't want nobody to go where higher than you? And the second they getting higher than you pulling them or you holding down to their coattail to make sure they don't go higher than you. What do they call that? What was that called? Think they call that crabs in a barrel? Is that what that's called? Well, I didn't do nothing and my career didn't pan out like I want, but I surely don't want you to do it. Is this where we're at with it now? The crab mentality. So when I saw it, I was like, I understand what you're saying, but I want her to go. I want her to go beyond. Why? Because somebody told you, church people, that us playing music is the gift that's only supposed to be used for God. And nothing could be further from the truth. Playing an instrument is no different than being good with math, being good with science, being good with your hands to build, being good with money, being good with plumbing, electricity, and computers. Like, I got an IT degree, master's. God gave me the ability and talent, but that's not one of the spiritual gifts that he said, freely did you receive, freely should you give. It's not prophecy. It's not none of that other stuff. The Spirit did not give you this gift. You were born with it, and some of you inherited it from your parents. My father was a musician. His dad was a musician. We all just a music family. It's in our blood. So how dare you say she should use this to be broke? She should use this to build her financial situation to make a better life for the children and her family. And that's her way to do it. And here's, as believers, as long as she's not out here compromising, you know what I mean, out here got her cheeks clapping in the wind and they making beats sampling her butt cheeks clapping, then yeah, we good. Then you could probably stand on your soapbox. But if she doing music and it's clean and it's whatever, go for it. My dad played piano a little bit. Not a lot. He can play a couple of things. But my father was mostly a writer. He was a writer. He was an excellent writer, but he wrote church songs. But he was so creative. My father can come up with a song about anything at any moment. Anything at any moment. My father used to tell us stories made up off the top of his head when we was driving from church. He used to just make up stories. My father was very, very creative. He was very good at that. He wrote songs. My father was good. I think I got that from him. I write songs. I create music. I play bass. I used to start playing keys a little bit. I know a few chords. Like if I was here and I have to program, I can do that. I know and which is weird. I can hear every note of a chord, but I can't play keys. I can hear it. I can literally sing out every note of the chord, but I can't play it. It was weird. I know it's weird. But that's the way my brain works. But I use that. I chose to play gospel music. But had I chose to play R&B, that's me making a living. Nobody that go to church on Sunday or Saturday or however else you go should have anything to say about it. Why are we going at her? Nothing's okay with her. Nothing. Nothing's wrong. Everything's okay, especially if she wins. Her life is set. So you say, well, she could have stayed over in gospel. And I think that's another thing that's crazy over here. It's crazy over here. And let me say this. What's weird with gospel, you want her to stay over here, right? I went and saw my wife play for Alessia Cara when they was at the House of Blues. That woman sang her songs. She didn't have to pump and prime. She didn't have to yell. She didn't have to scream. She didn't have to preach. She didn't have to do none of that. She just sang her songs. Sang her songs. She moved, she entertained. And the people paid money to get up in there. We have to do something we have to literally have smoke and mirrors and thunder crackers and sparklers and all this stuff flying with tassels on our nipples to flip. Everything just to get y'all to just stand on your feet. Why would she want to be part of that? I love gospel music, but I see a trend. You can love something and still criticize it. I love gospel music. That's what I do. But I see what y'all do. We got to beg y'all. Y'all don't come buy these tickets. Our tickets be $25, $50. Oh, girl, that's too much. Beyonce come down in a car floating on the wind, and y'all be like, oh, my God, I'll pay this $500. We can't get you. You say you love God, you love church music, but $25 is too much to come hear us sing. And then when you do, you sit back so far that they might as well put the little thing, the rocking thing that it let you recline. You can just lay back. We got to do too much. It's a woman right now that's got 94,000 likes on a video that she played 10 seconds. 10 seconds and played maybe 3, 4, 5 notes. But when it comes to church musicians, we got to play the world for you to even to feel anything. Why would she want to do that? Why would she want to? I would, if I knew her, I would probably tell her, go, baby, go. This going to be, as long as you're not compromising your faith and your belief and your testimony is not tainted, go. Make us proud. You could be the light that we say, you could be the light in the room of darkness. But instead, she gets this. And the comments got worse. He kept coming back. Nobody cares about I've been in the game long time. And only time I would ever pull that if it's somebody trying to tell me about what I already know. Then experience does count. We shouldn't disrespect experience. But why are we throwing out how long we've been in the industry with something that ain't got nothing to do with what you know? If we were talking about how the industry moves and how they do stuff, then you got more experience. You can talk. You would be considered an expert. If I was writing a paper for my master's, I could quote you and get credit for it. But we wasn't even talking about that. Why are we so quick to do that? Why are we so quick? Man, that song dope. Yeah, no, it ain't that good. I think I like it. Man, I've been in this game 40 years. What you know? What they got to do with anything? What? You've been in gospel for 30 years, but you ain't been in the industry for 30 years. Because if I go over to the other side, I don't see you. You're not performing there. Curtis says access is controlled by a few. Instead of mentorship, you get silence, right. If you're not connected, you're told to wait. If you leave, you're questioned. Absolutely. The moment a good gospel artist expands, it's labeled compromise instead of growth. Other genres call it crossover. Gospel calls it backsliding, and which is weird because in what world, many of these people on that side came from church. Many of them, Fantasia, came from church. A lot of these people we know started in church. And who's to say that just because they sing in R&B that they still ain't church? We've seen it numerous times.
I want to let y'all know that I'm standing in front of you, not through my own strength, but it's only through God's grace that I'm standing in front of you tonight. And I just want to let y'all know that even through the pain that I'm going through tonight, I want y'all to know that I'm not giving up on God, because God can do anything but fail. And I just want to let y'all know tonight, somebody know what I'm talking about. When I say he said, he'll never leave me, he'll never forsake me.
And the musicians know to go. Most of these musicians came from church. A lot of these gospel artists came from church. And a lot of them haven't forgotten where they came from. They just had better and more expansion opportunities somewhere else. Until this industry learns how to cultivate those differences and actually push these artists to higher levels and stop, penny pinching, we're going to be here. We're going to lose a lot of artists that cross over. They cross over. And they're not crossing over because they don't love God. Stop it. And they're not crossing over because they don't love church. Stop it. They want, and especially I'm learning from the younger generation, their minds, they are not afraid to go and expand and present different music. What happens is when it's presented over here with the machine, and like, nah, let's just go with what we know. And why are they trying to keep us in the box? That's why I say caged in. The machine over here want to keep us caged in. They want to keep us caged in. They want us to do certain types of music. They want to do certain types of music. And then they limit what we do. And here's the crazy thing. There are no workshops for artists anymore. Real workshops where you're telling them the things that they could do better. Our productions, like when I go look at pop artists and stuff, their productions is A1. A1. Sound A1. Production, viewing is A1. However they do their lights, lighting A1. Everything's A1. They got backdrops. They set up props. A1. When it come to us, the most we'll do is wear a uniform. That's the most we'll do. We'll make set up the stage nice, and then, we'll use LED, but we don't even think beyond on LED walls. You got a freaking LED wall. You can make that thing be whatever you want it to be, but the only thing you have is maybe words, pictures of the artist. Come on, y'all. Why would I want to stay here? You have no vision. You have no vision. You have no vision. We still moving like it's the 80s and 90s. It doesn't work anymore. It doesn't work. So if I'm Keela, I'm definitely going to take my chances somewhere else because she tasted the machine and it doesn't taste good over here. And if we were if we love these people, when they sign that contract or before, we would tell them the real baby girl. Don't put your name on there until now some of y'all not going to listen because you so busy trying to get clout. You want your picture to be on the record instead of knowing you locking yourself into something you may not be ready for. Well, that's true. And this is probably the comment of the year. If artists realize their worth, the industry, the system would collapse. The machine would collapse. The machine works off your your insecurities. You don't have it. You can't even envision yourself to be as great as you are. A lot of these artists have more followers than you ever could imagine, but don't want to take that step that Keela took. That's a step to walk away. Now, I know it's kind of difficult when you've been in it so long because it's like the Matrix. You in here, you in the machine. You don't want to leave. You want to plug back in to the machine. But Keela is the Neo. She's the Neo. She took them plugs off and she about to step into something. Now, we don't know what's going to happen with American Idol. We don't. It's very difficult to win. But I commend her for taking the step that a lot of you not going to take. Because you've been programmed in two machines, the machine on Sunday and the machine that tries to take everything you got, takes your soul. So you can control on one machine and your soul taking on another. And by the time you done, you old and you don't realize you have nothing left to give. And now you got nothing but regrets. You got nothing but resentment. But the only person you should be resenting is yourself and those people who called themselves your friends that held you down. I won't, if it's a musician, I'm real with them. But if they say, hey, I want to take this, I want to go, I'm going to give them the best advice. But if they want to take that chance, go. We will be fine. I'm never going to hold you back. And I'm never going to say, what happened? She woke up. Now, I have nothing against Byron. The times I've seen him, he been cool. He chill. He ain't never said nothing nasty or mean to me. I mean, we ain't cool. We ain't hanging out. But he ain't never been nasty with me. But I think it was, that was kind of wrong. That was kind of wrong. And it came across like you was trying to hold her here. It wasn't like she was failing over here. I don't know what her financial status is, and I don't care. I'm never going to ask her. But she was on her way. But I wonder, because we had some gospel artists that were way out here, and even they complain about the machine. We have gospel artists, I'm not going to name them, but some of you know who they are, came and took the gospel music industry by storm, could sell out wherever they were. They moved from being in churches. They were having setups on beaches and big stadiums. They were good. But even the leader of said group complained about the machine over here. And he's used to do over there. And he would tell you, which is weird, over there you get done better. And I used to feel like this, y'all, I'm being real transparent. I used to feel like going out there, the devil's going to get you out there, and there's still some danger out there, don't get me wrong. But I used to think he's going to get you out there and just to destroy you. But I'm still trying to figure out now, I'm in a place where I wonder where I will face my death faster. Out there or over here? Because out there I drown. Over here I smother. I'm suffocated. Out there, I can at least got a chance to swim. Out here, I literally got people laying on top of me, not enabling my movements. So I can't breathe, and they don't want me to breathe because they don't want you to be greater than them. One thing I do love about gospel music is you can sing and you can perform all in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. The other thing is, that's okay. But when you try to keep other people down so you can stay relevant, that's my issue. You can stay in your lane, do your thing. But don't you put in motion to kill somebody else's thing. That's what I mean. If you are great, people still gonna call you, still a market for you. But why do you feel like you need to tear somebody else down and keep them under you? That's my thing. That's what kills me. That's what kills me. So I don't have anything against him. We just need to be better on how we address each other. We need to lift each other up instead of tearing each other down. We need to be happy for our people that actually do something and don't diminish what they do. Now, if they come across to be nasty and arrogant, then you know who they are. They're going to show themselves. That's another thing. People will show themselves who they really are, and nothing can bring it out faster than success. Nothing can bring. See, poor people, they and middle class working people, they can shield their shadiness. But once you get rich and you become powerful, the real you often shows up. When you are presented with a whole lot of these opportunities, the real you normally shows up. The real you. Because there's nothing to stop you. You got all the opportunities, everybody knows you. Then we're going to see the real you. And that's weird, but it's true. You said I didn't face death not once out there, but I did at that one church. See? The machine only likes to put one person up front, milk them dry, pause, and won't promote the next person until they're sure the cash cow is dead. Exactly. That's exactly what the machine does. That's what machine is. And here's my point, and I'm going to leave you because I only want to be here an hour. The machine has trained a lot of you to stay close to where you think is safe. What do you mean? One of the issues that I had with Keela over here, there are so many singers. There are so many musicians. And it's over here is difficult. When I say over here, I mean the gospel. It's hard to become head and shoulders above everybody because there's so many good ones. And the thing is, the most of the good ones, you can't tell who from who. Everybody's doing the same runs. Everybody's doing the same licks. Musicians, you're listening to the same people and you're learning their licks, but you're not doing you. Your tone, your sound, your creativity. We need to hear that. That's the reason why said artist blew up. He ain't the greatest singer, but he said my creativity, and he was able to be creative. And we love that creativeness. We love that creativity. We love the fact that he wasn't scared to take risks. The machine has you plan where, oh, I'm going to do praise and worship. 6415. 6415. Because you know that's I'm going to do this praise and worship tune. Because you know that's what the machine wants. Instead of you saying, man, this vision, this song God gave me, I'm going to do it exactly the way that it was given. And whatever happens, happens. But the machine, because you don't have to be in the machine to still want to be in the machine. Because you see a said artist be successful doing that. Now you want to do something similar to that instead of doing what you're supposed to be doing. We all supposed to be different. Your name ain't Derek. Your name is Curtis. Your name is Dion. Your name is Janetta. Your name is all of that. Your name is Tim. You're not supposed to be doing what all these other people doing. There will never be another Ricky Dillard. There will never be another Lana Draper. There will never be another Kurt Franklin or Marvin Sapp. There won't be another, but it'll be a first you. And stop trying to be them. Don't do their songs. Don't do their runs. Don't do nothing like them. Do what God created you to do and be you. And if the machine doesn't like you, somebody else will. Hello, Keela. Somebody else gonna see your talent. And they gonna say, hey, we willing to take a risk because the machine ain't gonna take a risk on something they don't know. They are programmed. They only know 1 and 0 with us. There is no other calculations. 1 and 0. They try to put us in 1 or 2 boxes, traditional gospel music and maybe CCM. Them the only 2 they know now. And they try to dumb you down. I ain't say go out here and do Prince and stuff and wear buttless chaps and fly all around and be crazy. But we all know I used to be so creative with my music. If you was to hear the Greater First record that I did in 2000, you would have said, oh my God, this dude is crazy. I wasn't scared to I'm going to post one of the songs. Follow me on Facebook. I'm going to post it tonight. One of the songs that I actually wrote. in the way it's recorded, and you're gonna be like, this dude was insane. It was nothing, and it wasn't too crazy, but it's what God gave me. And once I got sucked into the machine, and once I got with some other people, oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do this. It's the only way it's gonna sell. Don't do that. Be you. Be what God created. Be what God wants you to be. He gave you a talent. He gave you the vision. If you go any way outside of that, his hands are off. You don't need a prophet to tell you that. He gave you that song. Record it the way he gave it to you. Have a producer come and refine it and make it make sense so that you ain't sounding like that's what a producer does. But you better pray and make sure your producer and you are on the same page. Because producer's job is to do this, to make sure that that picture is understandable. But you, this, all in that little constraint area, that's you. See what happens with the machine? Not only are they doing this, they doing this, they taking this, we gonna add this. And by the time they done with you, you don't even recognize yourself. You looking at yourself on this album cover and be like, that's not even me. That's not even me. And I just wanted to encourage y'all. Keela, keep doing your thing. I don't know you, sweetheart. And my only regret is that I didn't hear your music till today. But you got a fan from me. And I'm never going to stop any of you from pursuing your dreams. If your dreams is to sing and sing in front of a large audience, go for it. You're only going to live this life once. And I think you should do it where you have no regrets, no resentments. And if people say, well, you don't know if it's God's will, I don't think God put me on this place to be smothered, y'all. And I don't think he put me on this earth to be unhappy. And he definitely didn't put me on this earth to be taken advantage of by people and use him as the cloak to do it. You doing it for ministry. Meanwhile, you sell 25 tickets to a $25 concert and you got to sing. I'm still going to give you a good show, though. I am. I'm going to play whether it's two people out there or not. I start live with one person. When I go live, I don't care. That one person going to get a show. But it doesn't change the fact that you really want people to hear your music, want people to understand your brain, your creativity as an artist. And there's nothing wrong with that. And they shouldn't be using God to bring you down for that. So I want to encourage you. I want to hear your music. Send it to me. I want to hear it. I've heard some great music from y'all, especially why y'all wait till we get ready to do a recording to send me songs. Ricky Dillon ain't the only artist I know. There's a lot of artists out here that recording that need material. Keep sending me songs. Don't wait until it's our time to record. We only gonna do 10, 11 of them. And I got 300 at one point in time. No, send me songs throughout. I always got people asking me, hey, do you know anybody writing some good songs? Keep sending me the songs, y'all. Songwriters, send me the songs. Musicians, send me your creations. Okay? So we can make this thing together. Y'all have any questions for me? Let me go back up and see if anybody said anything else. Oh, wow. Curtis, you dropping some dimes on here. Closed doors always have opinions about open ones. Absolutely. And don't y'all go be nasty and, oh, Byron, Derek was talking about you. I wasn't talking about him. I don't talk about people. I don't know him like that. I'm talking about what was done and how we could do better from that, all right? But I'll let you guys, I'm about to jump off of here, and I'm about to watch a movie that I haven't seen in a long time. Y'all know that movie, Why Do Fools Fall in Love? It just got me inspired to watch about something, which is crazy. Man, you know what's crazy? It's almost prophetic. Here I am talking about the machine, and that movie is talking about the machine in one way or another. How it took his money and took his royalties and everything else. Boy, it's a trip out here. What can you do? Me and Curtis need to come together, pause, by the way, super duper pause with a twist. But I always say it's always good for you to go indie. If you're a gospel artist, it's better to do it that way. Put yourself a good record together, go indie. Because what's distribution now? Everybody's streaming. No, distribution ain't jack now. What you need is other avenues. You need to work on your presentation, your streaming, getting your brand, get your followers up, do good concerts, always post good quality material. Your videos hire you somebody to do videography. Hire somebody to do videography. In about a year, y'all gonna love me. I'm just saying. In about a year, y'all gonna love me for what I'm gonna do for you. But until that time, get you a videographer. Hire a videographer. Get you good quality content. Get a quality mixer. Curtis is on here now. If you need somebody to mix your record, he's dope as heck. Like super dope. You got the avenues. You don't need the machine. Only thing you need is you, y'all. Okay? I love you. I'm about to post Battlefield. You know what? I didn't write Battlefield, but I'll post it. The same dude that wrote Every Knee, he wrote Battlefield, but the music, yeah, we did do that one. But I'm gonna post that. I'm gonna post that one. I'm gonna post the one I wrote. If you follow me on Facebook, now is the time to go. If you don't, okay? But I love you guys. I'm about to jump off of here, and I'll see you again Monday. Take care.